Hey everybody, this is Kweku from Next Gen Windows, bringing you another Windows 8.1 first look. Last time I took a look at the desktop and the settings app, the Metro style settings app, on all the changes that you would notice. This time I will show you everything that you can tell on the start screen that is different from Windows 8, the regular Windows 8. So for starters, right off the bat, first thing you can always notice right now is these smaller tiles and these larger tiles here. Yes, Windows 8.1 actually brings, different tile sizes. Instead of just having this tile size right here and this one, you now have the option of choosing up to 4 different sizes. Most of them can go to the smallest one, and most of them can go to this rectangle one. But some of them, for instance, the desktop right here, if we right click it or just tap and hold it, yes, they added tap and hold so you can manage your stuff by tapping and holding. If you tap and hold it, you can see right here there's a resize that shows up at the bottom. Click on it, you can see all the different tile sizes here. You can see wide, medium, which is the square size, and small, which is this. So I would say the small one would be the best. Making your desktop tile a small size would be best if you are using Windows RT and you really want to always stay inside the Metro environment. But for now, I'll just leave it the largest size how it was before. And some other things you also notice that you can do now is you can select multiple apps. Say if I want to select, let's select all the largest ones first. So these are the 3 largest ones that I have right now, aside from these 2 at the bottom. And they all have, large, wide, medium, and small. So, if I wanted to make them all, this medium size, I could do that in one click. Unfortunately, it deselects it, which I wish that they would make it so that it doesn't deselect when you're done resizing. So let me make that back to normal. Large, there you go. So you can see you can manage your apps in different ways, and it makes it easier to manage your applications. Another cool thing that I like about the new start screen on Windows 8.1 is that yes, you can select multiple apps, but say if I was to want to select, let's go over here actually. Say if I was to select all of these here, I could move everything in together. In Windows 8, the regular version, pre-update, you can only move one app at a time. Yes, you can select the whole group and move it around, but in Windows 8, 8.1, you can just manually select each app. You can select your whole thing, or you can just select, say if you wanted to just select these 3. You can move these 3, say, over here, or these 4 over here, and you could, see they moved over here and left the other ones. On Windows 8, the regular one, you were only able to select the entire group or just one app at a time, which was really annoying if you wanted to manage all your applications. So let me put this back how it was. I'm not sure if this was even how it was. Let's put it down here. I have no clue how it was, but you guys get the point. That's another cool thing that you can do on Windows 8.1 on the start screen. And let's also take a look at this. You can name your groups easier now. So for instance, if you tap and hold, actually not tap and hold, let's close this. If you right click or tap and hold if you have a touch screen, I don't have a touch screen, so I'm using the mouse, as you can see. You can just click on the the bar on top of your groups. See right here, name group, and you can just name them. So I'll just put tiles, because I have no clue what to actually name this group. I'll actually just hit X so I can just make it blank, because that way if you leave it as name group, the group will be blank and you won't see a group name. But if you right click it or tap and hold and you want to name it, you can just click on it, tap it, and it'll allow you to name the group. So that's another cool thing that you can do in Windows 8.1. Another thing that you will notice is, let's get out of this edit view. In fact, before I even do that, let me go back into it. You can tell that now there's an edit view. I forgot to say that in the beginning, but yeah, you'll notice all the things you can do. You can edit all your applications just by right-clicking or tapping or holding an application, and edit every single function of it. So that's pretty cool. Alright, another thing when we get out of that edit view is you can see this arrow right here. Now you might be wondering, what does this go to? This arrow actually takes you to your all apps screen, so you can click on it and it takes you to all the apps you have installed. So, and you also, I showed you in the other videos that you could name them, you could sort them by name and everything like that. Another thing you'll notice is this search bar right here. The search bar is actually, you'll notice it in Windows 8 wide on the entire start screen, and and almost all of Microsoft's applications themselves. For instance, let's go to news. So I actually don't like looking for apps on that screen, unlike a lot of people. So let's go to this news application real quick, and you notice one thing that's different about it. As soon as I boot it up, you'll notice there's a search right here. Actually, this is travel, but you'll notice there's a search right here, and you can search for whatever you want. Instead of having to go to the charms bar and hitting search, you can just search it right there. So let's close this out, and I'll show you another application that does that. This is actually the news application. You'll notice a little tiny difference as soon as it finishes loading. See, the search thing's there too, so instead of having to go to the charms, you can just search right there and it starts to load. So that's another cool thing that you can do on Windows 8.1. It looks as if they've made it more desktop and non-touch friendly, because it seems as if a lot of people are just choosing to get non-touch devices simply because they're a lot cheaper, and I don't blame them, because I'm a college student and I am pretty broke, so that's why I chose to get a non-touch device. But aside from that, it does work really well with touch and with desktop environments now. Another thing, when we go back to all applications, you'll notice here, you can group it by different things as you saw before, and you can search by different things. But one thing I wanted to tell you guys is, if you do have a touch screen, all you have to do is swipe back up. So you can swipe, actually you swipe down in order to go back up, and then you can swipe up to go back into the all app screen. So that's a cool feature that they included. It makes it easier for people who have a touchscreen to manage through the start screen, and that's really cool. Another thing that you'll notice is a few new applications here. So we'll look over here. Right here, you'll notice calculator. So we'll click on it. You can see we have calculator now. It has scientific functions, converter functions. You can click this arrow or just click the title in general, and you can see all of the different units that you can convert it to. It tells you whether it's UK units or not. You can see volume, length, weight, temperature, energy, area, speed, time, power, and data. So you can convert everything. You can convert, units of teaspoons in the US. You can do all your functions and everything like that. So basically, if you were in a class, I'm going to use a lot of college references in this one, but if you had a class and you had to do some calculations, and say you bought a Surface RT, which it's still a pretty good tablet since it's $349 now. You could do all your functions right here in Windows 8.1 and not having to go to the desktop, actually, where it's not very touch friendly. You can just use everything in the modern environment. So let's close out of the calculator application, and now we're going to take a look at scan. Now scan is something I didn't notice was in Windows 8, and I'm not sure if it is in there since all my computers are up to 8.1 now. But the only thing is, I can't really show you guys much with it because I don't have a scanner, so I can't really do much. But point is, this application will allow you to scan documents and stuff, if you have a scanner, printer with a scanner, you'll see it right here, and you'll be able to do your scanning stuff. So that's a pretty cool thing they added. And again, this is all targeted towards the touch environment, so you don't have to take a look at the desktop if you only want to touch your computer. So when we close out of that, we can see right here we have alarms is the next new application. Basically, another thing they were missing in Windows 8 is they didn't really have any alarms, and now they have alarms for everything. They have every kind of application that you pretty much would need utility wise. So for one, they have alarm. You can set different alarms. Just click on this to manage it. You can set the minutes by this, and you can set the hours by this, and you can set what the alarm is. So if we want to just type in derp or something like that, you could just put that in. Occurrence, you can see how often it rings, so you can set it to once, or it repeats on whatever amount of days that you choose, so like Sunday, Monday, and Wednesday. Then you can set the different rings that they have here, and you can just click on them. I won't click on them since it'll probably mess up the recording. Allows you to delete the alarm, and it also allows you to save it or just exit out of it if you accidentally clicked on it on accident. Another thing is, you can see right here, you can turn it on or you can just turn it off, and you like the little animation that happens. So this is a cool looking application. It does have a lot of wasted space, but again, that will get filled up when you have a lot of alarms. Personally, I don't use this for an alarm. I have my own little tiny alarm, so I won't be using this really. But if you have a tablet and you use that as your alarm clock, nightstand, and everything like that, feel free to use this, and you'll probably like this a lot. And then you have timer here. Timer is pretty straightforward. It's a timer. You can count down for little things like let's hit plus and add a new timer. So you can see right here, it doesn't actually open a new interface like alarms. It actually just actually pretty much all it is this right here. You can set different times. So if you want to set a timer for 30 seconds, you can do that, hit start, and it starts counting down from 30. You see right there, I set it to 30. And then if you want to just reset it, you can reset it just like that, and it works pretty perfectly and pretty seamlessly. So I like that. It looks pretty cool too. Again, Microsoft made their app look really cool, especially the way they designed it. They didn't make it look boring and everything, and just having this clock right here. So we'll close out of this. Next thing we'll take a look at is stopwatch. Stopwatch is, again, pretty straightforward. It's a stopwatch. You can set how fast you can do something. So you hit start, and then you can do whatever you want to do, and then you can stop it, and that's it. Reset it. Or if you want to do a lap, you can split the lap. You can say you did this in that time and lap it again. And then, so it's a pretty cool thing like that. I'm not really sure how you can see it just crashed on me. So let's go back in. I'm not really sure how you actually, delete this time. You can see you right click. I tried right clicking just now, and it actually allows you to copy your splits and laps and everything like that. So you can paste it into whatever document thing you have, notepad, whatever it is. But I'm not actually sure how you delete your times and everything like that. Let's check out the settings charm to see whether there's a way you can do that. No, I don't see anything like that. But that's a feature I wish they would add. I wish they would add a way for you to instead of just have a delete thing. I know this that circle button right here. When you see this and you pause it, this button right here in fact does delete the time, like reset it back to normal. But it's pretty misleading because this is like a refresh button. And you think refresh in case something is frozen, you refresh it, but this button seems to be the thing that resets it back to normal. So it's a pretty misleading icon. I wish they would change it to something more, maybe like the square for the stop symbol, and then they have a trash can for delete. That would be a lot better. So that's a personal suggestion. Again, this is a first look, so this is just me taking a look at some of the features that they have, and if I haven't noticed anything, you'll see it here. We'll close out of this. And then another application that you'll see that's new on the start screen now is reading list. Reading list is pretty straightforward. It's a reading list. So if you had an application you wanted to take a look at, you wanted to save on Internet Explorer, you can save it and then you can view it here. So this is an example right here. It shows it into Internet Explorer. Basically, it's like what is it called? If you saved an article from a blog and you wanted to just save it, and you didn't know about Evernote. I've reviewed Evernote, so if you want to take a look at that, go ahead. But if you didn't know about Evernote, you could save it to your reading list and then come back in this application and you'll have it saved here, and just click on it and it'll open it. Share an item right here. This is just if you had a current item, you could do that. But that's pretty much reading list. Again, this is a search bar right here. You wouldn't really notice anything was there. You'd think it's just the icon here, but you actually do have to click on it in order to, search for it through your reading list. But again, it's pretty cool. It works. It does its thing. You can see here, this is how it looks like snap view and everything like that. So let's close out of Internet Explorer and let's close out of reading list. Next thing is movie moments, but I'll get back to that later because it's actually a pretty big application. I'll take a look at it even deeper in 1 second, actually 1 minute. Last thing I noticed that was an added application in Windows 8.1 though was Sound Recorder. Sound Recorder is exactly what you think it is. It's a sound recorder. Of course, you're going to allow your microphone, just allow it. So you can see right here, Sound Recorder. It's actually vibrating to my voice. So you can see right here, the louder I talk, and then the quieter I talk, you can see it's going to actually, it seems to actually be moving to my voice. I'm not exactly sure. Let's see. I want to cover your ears. It's not actually vibrating to my voice, so never mind. I thought it was, but it's not. I won't actually click start, but it actually it's just a sound recorder. It works just like any other sound recorder that you can think of. Let's open it halfway. Let's open it snap view to see how it looks like. Let's see how small it can get. So this is how it looks like on snap view right here on the smallest snap. Windows 8 does bring in the various sizes. You can choose just any little size increment, this tiny little size increment like that. You can do that on Windows 8.1, but that's how it looks like when it's snapped. And then last thing that I wanted to show you guys was Movie Moments. The last application, at least, was Movie Moments. Movie Moments is basically, I want to say it's kind of like Vine, but you're not actually sharing it to anywhere. You're just keeping it for yourself, and then you can decide to upload it to YouTube or something like that. But all it does is you pick multiple videos, and then allows you to clip different parts of it and allow you to snip them together. That way it just makes a random clipped video. So we can pick a video, and then we can just, these are some videos that I decided to make for this application. So actually, come to think of it, you can't click multiple videos, you can only use one, and you can just edit it down to different little clips that you wanted to show from it. So basically, moments of the video, so moments of the movie. So we can open this little video that I made myself. It's just a pretty simple one. You can see right here. And we can pause it. So then now you can see right here, I can edit how long I want the video to be. So let's say I want it to be barely 10 seconds right here. And then I wanted to add some music to it. So let's pause it actually. I wanted to add music, say I wanted to add something soothing. Let's actually hit play for soothing. So that's what we're going to use as the music in the background for this quick 10-second clip. You can see right here, this is the 10-second mark. And then once we do that, we can hit that. And then when we go back to the beginning, we can hit preview. It's going to put on the finishing touches, and we can see the finished video in 1 second. So you can see just little potential that this has. It's a really simple application. It's not really a full-fledged video editor. All it is just movie moments, just like what they say it is. You can just choose to cut out just a tiny bit and then put a sound behind it, and it works just like that. This is basically targeted towards the people who just want a basic video that they want to just show off and say, look what I created out of this clip of something like a family thing that you created. That's pretty much what you would see and think out of it. And then there's a share button here that brings up the share charm, and then you can allow it to share to whatever apps that you have that are available to share to. I'm actually not sure why they don't have people here, because if you have Facebook or Twitter, you might want to share it to that. But I actually understand why, because I'm not signed into Facebook on here, in fact, I don't even have a Facebook. But you can see that's Movie Moments. That's the final application that you'll notice is added on Windows 8.1. So when we close this out, last thing we're going to check out is the settings in the charms bar. So we're going to take a look at settings here. There's this personalized settings right here. And you notice right off the bat that you can choose different backgrounds for your charms. Not charms, you can set different backgrounds for your tiles, sorry. See right here, you can set, this or this, different little things here. Or you can just set your desktop background, which I showed off in the previous video. I showed off how to do that. You can just set your desktop background so it flows seamlessly throughout. So you can see this is what will be on the desktop. And let's close out of this. But if I was to go to the desktop, you'll notice the start menu and everything would be right here. The taskbar would be here, and it just fade perfectly into the desktop. And that's why I like it so much, because it's like a seamless experience when you set your desktop background as it. But when we go to personalize, you can see background color. You can set different background colors. Background color is not for it's not for the start screen. It's for the overall scheme of the computer. So we want to set it to this or this. We want to make it blue. You can set it to that. Accent colors, you can change that to, like, say this color here. Change this to that. So now you have, your accent colors. Your accent colors will actually be, actually, I'm not even sure what the accent colors will be, but you'll see your background color is actually what you'll notice for the arrow here, and also will be the same thing for this here. And come to think of it, I just noticed this. The accent color is so far what the start button will be on the charms bar. So whatever I change the color of the accent to is what the start, charm will look like. So that's what the accent color is, and the background color is the overall scheme of the all your applications. If they have a certain color scheme that you can set custom, it'll be that color. So I chose blue, so this is blue. Let's go back into it. So that's some cool things that you could have done on Windows 8.1. You can see there's not too much different. Obviously there are probably little tiny changes inside the OS itself, little kernel changes and stuff like that. But in general, it's still the Windows 8 that everyone knows about, just with slight tweaks in order to make it more user-friendly with touch computers and also non-touch devices. So that's pretty much it. This has been Kweku from Next Gen Windows, taking a look at the start screen on Windows 8.1 and some of the new applications that you'll notice that pop up on Windows 8.1. This has been Kweku from Next Gen Windows, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.